are again out on the seas. This is just a mixed species hunt really, just seeing what we can get, end of the season really. I'm here with James. All right James?
Oh yeah, Tony.
And we've got James casting out there. And we're out to a mark here with Rocket Ron again. And Rocket Ron is just beside us, look. Show you where he is. It's a bit bumpy out here today. So there he is there, look. And on board with him is Mark Williams from Mark Williams Sea Fishing on YouTube. So they're doing a little video today on that. And I think next we're going to a wreck that Ron knows, and we're going to follow Ron out there to do some wreck fishing. So yeah, it's a bit bumpy. We're about 8 miles, 9 miles from Portsmouth. Yeah, not very pleasant. Wind's a bit up. But anyway, we'll come back if we get something. I'll speak to you later. What we're doing. Going to a little wreck mark now. Still nice out here. Still a bit rough. So we're going to go a little bit inshore on a wreck and see what we can get out there. We'll see you in a minute. Well, what a difference, 3 miles, mates. We've just moved inshore a bit to a wreck, which we're anchored up now. We've got 4 rods out. I've got 1 out on squid and 1 out on mackerel head. James has got a set of feathers, baited up feathers with squid. And I think you've got mackerel on, James, haven't you?
Say that again, Tony.
You've got a mackerel on bait. What you got on bait?
I've got feathers and tipped with squid on the bait finding rod, and on the back I've got 2 squids.
2 squids, is it?
2 squids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Expenses now.
Yeah. So the wind has completely gone, and it is absolutely boiling out here. Unbelievable. So we've taken our suits off, taken our jumpers off, and here we are in t-shirts.
Unfortunately, I didn't bring a t-shirt, so no cooking alive.
There is one in there, James, but unfortunately it looked like a tent on you.
Fill it out with my spare tire.
Extra large, mate. This is a wreck just off of Culver Spit. Never fished it before. Rocket Ron's brought us here, so we're following what he's doing. He's caught loads of fish on here before. And yeah, we're waiting a fish. We've had 2 dogfish, not much to say really, or just show you. But we'll wait and see what we get.
This is actually where I brought my nephew out and a load of dolphins came around us and we fed them.
Oh, yeah,
all our bait.
Yeah. Yeah. Be nice to see them today, wouldn't it? I reckon they're gone now, do you? Would you see them in October? Dolphins? I suppose you might.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might do. Yeah.
Well, the sea temperature's still up.
Yeah, 15 degrees I think the sea temperature was. It was 18 last time we come out. still fishing with alongside Rocket Ron and Mark Williams.
Yeah, 15.5 degrees roughly.
That's Mark Williams Sea Fishing on YouTube. And we're just trying to catch something big to show them.
And here's my new rod
We're on
after
a fish
breaking
rod.
their last
Yeah, here you go. After breaking his rod on the mackerel
An exact-
two weeks ago.
exact replacement.
Exact replica of what he had. So, what size is that?
Penrath spin, and it is a 80 to 120 grams.
What's the length of it?
2.44 metres, which is 8 foot.
8 foot. James is now on eBay. He's got a 7-foot rod for sale. And it's got a very thick top to it.
It's a custom conversion.
Sharp rod. Is that rod and reel okay for mackerelling?
This is an ideal setup for mackerelling,
I
bass fishing.
I think it looks a bit under.
Well, depends what side of the Isle of Wight you're from.
Yeah, the island.
I think we might be a bit late on the mackerel run. We'll leave one out in case there's not one left.
Ron's had a whiting this
More
morning,
chance
which is
of whiting, that's for sure.
nice to see. Obviously the whiting are about, so the cod will follow. But I suppose in the next few weeks people are going to start to catch cod out here, and the whiting will be plentiful. But at the moment they're few and far between. That's Dunnows, what you can see in the distance there. So we're in between Dunnows and Culver Spit on the back of the south side of the Isle of Wight again.
That's the little shark reel.
Oh yeah, that's the. Oh yeah, this is the beast. Yeah, this is Stella Shimano. We had a troll on the last video we done saying that we didn't have the right gear and stuff fishing on the back end rod. The same rod there, he said there was a float on it, which there wasn't.
That rod was on the roof.
The roof was on the rod, and this rod here with the Stella Shimano Stella.
Yes.
Anyone that wants to, I mean, I never knew what they were, but anyone wants to go online and have a look at the price of them, you'll see why.
They're made from aircraft grade aluminium, and it's a machine from a solid block of aluminium.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You feel the weight of that. It's reasonably heavy.
Yeah, right.
But it's manufactured from a solid.
That is lovely, isn't it? That is smooth, isn't it?
£80 grade on it.
Yeah. Look at that.
We use tuna. The new, you can use it on various different rods, but at the moment, because I'm on somebody else's boat travelling, I'd always use these 4-piece rods.
Yeah.
They're lovely little rods from
That's lovely, James, that is.
Penn overseas tuna.
I think looking at that, if you look at that, you just think that's a normal sort of reel, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the difference is that it's machined.
Yeah, it's
like
one piece
from
of aluminium instead of loads of bits
from
screwed together.
aircraft gauge grade aluminium.
Yeah.
So it can withstand.
That's a lifetime reel, though.
Yeah, well, it would be for most normal people, but unfortunately, I've got a habit of breaking everything I touch at some point or another. But
about £1,000 that. About £1,000 for a reel. Unbelievable.
Spare spool, 250 quid.
I think it was second hand £1,000.
Yeah, with a spare spool.
With a spare spool.
We'll try this
And
one
a
out.
spare reel with it.
Yeah.
And this is what he's just bought actually from Rodmark.
Yeah, I fancy
Rod
just
mats,
to put
yeah.
it on a spinning rod this time.
Lovely.
Look.
There you go. Got Christmas Day on board. Hey, what a setup. There you go, mate.
Yeah. That'll handle any shark from around here.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
There's no flexing it will give.
No,
you know,
no,
if you
no.
use a lesser made or lighter weight
No.
spinning reel.
Well, if
fixed
you can
ball,
catch a
they'll
27-pound
twist.
tope on 10-pound line, mate, on mackerel feathers.
Yeah, it's all about the drag you can set as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't get the right drag.
And the funny thing is that the tope you caught 27-pound didn't snap the rod.
No,
The 6 mackerel
the
that
6
you
mackerel
caught after did snap the rod. Unbelievable.
that's what happens when you try and lift them
And
up.
that, yeah, we were trying to lift them up for the camera, and that's why it broke. If they was in the water, it would never have broke it. But yeah, that's a lovely setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice bit of kit there. Well balanced, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's any sharks around today.
No,
But that's
no, it's nice though, isn't it?
yeah, sort of set up.
I noticed that when you close the bail arm, it doesn't shut automatically. You've got to do it by
No,
yourself.
yeah, once you get to a certain size, they're manual. You have
And
to
it's
put
a
them
bit
over
like
by
the
hand.
multipliers, they're the same, aren't they? They used to close up as you
Yeah.
did that, but if you buy a decent one, I suppose it's another part not to go wrong, isn't it? If you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
they just get you to flick it over, which is, I've
That's-
got, mine are all like that now. I've got
That's
splosh-
the other thing as well.
guy
It
with
won't,
splosh reels and
won't flick
they're all-
shut when you're casting.
No, yeah, exactly.
If you're using a popper or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
spinners,
yeah.
you don't want to
Yeah, no.
constantly cast and you don't
Yeah.
want to be.
Yeah,
You know, it's the bigger eyes on the spinning and popper
yeah,
rods.
nice,
So they're 4
yeah.
fixed ball
Good
reels.
that cast out miles, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's quite thick braid.
You'd
Haven't
hope
got
so.
the braid.
It's well full up, isn't it?
Yeah, that's £80
Is it?
Polymix. Yeah,
That's hollow core, isn't it?
delicious.
Yeah. It's nice, that is. Nice, mate. That's Father Christmas stuff, isn't it?
It ain't what you do; it's the way that you do it.
Yeah.
And that's a popper.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. A Normad. That's a Normad popper. Nice bit of kit. Also bought from Rod Max. It's yeah, nice piece of kit that is. We've never caught anything on a popper yet. Missed our chance this year, I reckon, but next year we'll have a go at it, eh, James?
Yeah, you need to head off down to Cornwall, Devon,
Yeah,
Cornwall, really.
yeah. That's nice, mate.
But yeah, we had they booked out on Black Moon. But that's what
Yeah, we didn't get down there, did we?
One day.
Well, we had 2 days, didn't we? We rebooked and that got cancelled
Yeah.
as well. Well, that's fishing. That's fishing for you, isn't it? It's never guaranteed you're going, is it, really, until the couple of days just before. We left home this morning at what time?
4 o'clock.
Yeah, I left at 10 to 4. James left at 4. He lives a little bit closer to me.
Further.
A little bit further, do you reckon?
Yeah, my van's just a little bit faster.
Got down to the boat at 5 o'clock. Time we got all the boat done, to the jetty, filled up the rods and gear, and then over to the petrol station, fuel. We was away about 7 o'clock. We left the fuel, was it?
Yeah.
About 7.
Yeah.
We got out to the mark about 7:30, 8:15.
It just turned daylight at that point.
Got no problems today, straight through with it, all good, and the boat goes absolutely, now we've cleaned it, it's like a different boat, it's unbelievable, so much power there, absolutely brilliant. All the trim tabs work really good, so responsive compared to when it's full of weed. It's like floating on carpet when it's weeded up. So hopefully this time of the year it should last a few months now, really, without cleaning it again till the spring, hopefully. But we don't tend to go far out anyway in the winter months.
You don't need to really.
No, the fish come to you, don't they?
Yeah, the fish come out, well, the cod come off the wrecks and move in.
Last cod we caught last year was in Stokes Bay, probably 15 minutes from where our boat's moored, and it was over a £10 cod. So you don't have to go far for them if you know where to go. I'll put a picture of that cod on to show you.
Tastes delicious.
And it was much like a day like today. We was in shirt sleeves, and it was end of November it was, and it was just like today, wasn't it? Do you remember?
It was, yeah.
Lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah. Occasionally you get some bizarre weather, don't you?
Yeah.
I've had 24 degrees in February, 2 years ago.
Have you? 24?
In February, yeah. Incredible.
So I'll ask you now, James, and I'll do it on my channel. Whereabouts have you been in Australia?
Shut up. Oh, radio kid.
Can't have that going while we're talking. Switched it off for a minute. Yeah, so where have you been in Australia, James? How long? And what have you caught? What have you seen? I know you was out there for about a year, was you?
Yeah, 3 months. It was just over a year. I got banned for 2 years for overstaying the visa.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the fishing was that good.
You're still allowed back then?
Yeah, I've just got banned for 2 years, but I've been back another 3 times since.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what fish did you catch out there or whatever?
Depends where you were. You've got split it almost into 2 halves really, tropical and non-tropical.
Yeah, it's weird that.
Yeah, did 3 months in Sydney, 3 months in Darwin.
They said that I've heard that somewhere in Australia, some places are the same temperatures as here, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, well,
especially in New Zealand.
Yeah,
But
further south you go in Australia, the closer it becomes to our climate.
Right.
The further south.
yeah, right. Yeah.
I think a lot of English people will go, and if they're going to go and live in Australia, be Perth because it's similar to our climate.
Right.
However, now it seems to be getting hotter and hotter. You know,
Right.
climate change.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sort of hitting 38.
It does here
For
really.
a week,
doesn't it?
yeah, whereas we might get a week of it, they'll have it for weeks on end, you know, the whole summer.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the last trip I went on, was to Perth.
Was it?
Yeah, I went up the west coast of Australia.
And you've done loads of fishing out there, yeah?
Yeah, the first time that's all I really went for was, you know,
Yeah,
younger,
right. It was
fishing,
just fishing.
working.
Yeah. You got hooked.
Yeah,
On
literally.
the Australian life.
Yeah, from yellowfin tuna, trevally, kingfish, queenfish. Yeah, like there's all game fish. They
Yeah.
do sailfish, swordfish. You know, it's all out there.
Unbelievable.
Plenty of sharks. You know,
This
pretty
is
much
like
all
coming
around.
stickleback fishing then, really.
Yeah, I think some of the Australians would think we're mad, or the Americans would come out here in the
Yeah.
cold weather and you catch these
Yeah.
little fish.
Yeah, well, the Americans do a lot of lure fishing, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, they don't like sit there bait fishing, like, do they? It's more lure fishing that
Yeah,
they're doing,
yeah.
like trigger rods and all that, you know?
Poppers.
Yeah, poppers.
chicken.
Yeah, yeah. Where here we don't tend to do that so much.
No, you just sit there like
We
this.
just sit there like this having a beer. That's a good idea, Joe.
Yeah, great idea. But they got more game fish over there, haven't they? You know,
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
we got Spanish mackerel and ours are about a pound in size. You go to Australia and their Spanish mackerel are about 12 pounds. You know, they're huge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Have we got Spanish mackerel over here then? We've only got normal mackerel, haven't we?
they're Spanish.
They're Spanish, are they? Is that what they are? I didn't know that. Yeah, man.
We just don't call them Spanish.
No, no. But I've seen their Spanish
But
mackerel.
what they call Spanish mackerel, it is a mackerel the same as ours, except the size of it is huge.
Yeah. There is wind, yeah.
And then
One went in the sink.
went to Cuba as well, barracuda fishing and marlin fishing. In Borneo, their pirates actually chased us out there.
Did they?
Yeah, in Borneo.
Bloody hell.
Malaysia.
You've been around, mate.
Yeah.
He's only 28. Yeah, sounds great. kids have all gone down to Australia, but we've never done it. Really. I don't suppose I will now, to be fair.
The west side of Australia's got some great fishing, but you get limited by the wind. It's really windy.
Is it?
Yeah, so to the Indian Ocean. You know, there's no land anywhere for miles and miles and miles, so you just get wind coming off all the time. So you know, you need a healthy boat out there, you know, a lively engine.
Yeah.
And then Sydney, that side of Australia, east side,
They do have nice boats out there, don't they? When you see Florida and you see them coming out there, they're all like,
they live a lifestyle out there.
You don't see many warriors coming out, do you?
No, there's quite a lot of harbours in Australia.
Is there?
Yeah, they like an harbour.
Yeah. You've got the bigger ones though, haven't you? The 280 and the 250s.
They're like Americans, are they? Like the big engine.
Yeah, love a twin, don't they? Or even more than that. Quads, don't they?
Yeah. Fuel's cheaper out there, you know. It's not like our
true.
fuel that's 80-something% tax on it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because I was driving around Australia in a camper van, and you'd fill up with fuel, and the fuel was half the price, literally half the price of what you paid for it in the UK, and petrol station, BP,
Was
you
it?
know,
Yeah,
British
same.
Petroleum,
Yeah, British Petroleum.
Yeah, but half the price.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Well, we ripped off over here, I wonder.
Well, when we part of the Europeans, they said it wasn't fair that the rest of Europe had to pay duty on fuel for the boats,
Right.
and the UK didn't. So it was a European ruling that said that the British will have to pay duty on fuel for boats on diesel.
Right.
However, we've left the European community now. Are we still paying the duty on the fuel?
On the fuel, yeah.
You won't lose that.
No.
I mean, they can get some of it, you know, say it's for heating.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if you get 60-40. Everybody's got heating on a boat.
Yeah, well, most engines don't work properly until they've heated up, so it's for heating my engine.
Yeah. We all sit around the engine going like that. That's our heating. Yeah. And God knows what they're going to do when they're saying they're getting rid of diesel in so many years.
Yeah.
Oh, what
You'll see that hump there,
boat's going to do?
that will be taken up by a battery, I think.
4 SP2s.
It will be interesting to get rid of
This won't be an
diesel.
Arval, this will be Tesla. Yeah. It won't be 25-30 grand, it'll be 300 grand if it was a Tesla. Imagine how many batteries you'd need to run something like this.
But it's quite funny, really. You've got Bugatti Veyron, you know, and there's something, I don't know what they are, $2 million or something.
Yeah.
You know, for the all singing dancing one.
Yeah.
And then you put a Tesla alongside it, the new one, Roadster, which is faster.
Much faster, yeah.
And it's electric, but it does further range on the tank, or on the battery, than what the Bugatti does with its tank.
Yeah.
So it's quicker, it can go further. And
It's a V12, and I think
it's $200,000 compared to $2 million.
Yeah, I know.
Was,
Yeah, you've left him at the lights.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's no noise.
And you can get your kids in the back if you've got kids.
Yeah. Even though they might be all pinned up against the heated screen at the back. I think it's 2.5 seconds, I think. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the Bugatti is really heavy, isn't it? 3 tonne, I think. So you've got to get a big old engine to do that.
Shift,
2.5 tonne. Yeah, 2.5 seconds. You're not going to do it.
With the Tesla, the electric cars, it's instant.
Yeah.
You know,
There's no
the
gear
torque's
change.
in, since you
There's
put
no,
your foot
there's no
down.
gear change either. You're not having to stop to go through the gears.
No gear change.
Yeah.
Four-wheel drive, instant.
They're on par with a load of motorbikes.
Oh, they beat a lot of motorbikes. The new Tesla car, beat a lot of motorbikes at traffic lights.
Can't believe it.
I think there's only 1 or 2 bikes that will beat it. Maybe. I don't know. But
And they got like 200-300 mile range on the tank, which is amazing. And I think they got a 20-minute tank fill. They can do it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like not right to the top, but they can go. You can go into the garage, wait 20 minutes,
and it'll be filled up, ready to do another probably 150, 200 miles.
In the early days, they had problems with lithium-ion batteries, thermal runaway. You remember the like Samsung phones catch fire, so they got banned from aeroplanes. Some computers and laptops. Well, obviously Teslas as a whole, they're just all the little lithium-ion batteries.
Yeah, I didn't know
you
that.
get torches.
I thought there would be like massive
No,
great
it's
batteries.
just a load of them all together, packed together.
Yeah.
So they would have had a lot of thermal runaway,
Yeah.
but they water cooled them. So they've got tubes
Yeah,
running around the
right.
battery system
I see.
that's cooled water
Yeah, yeah.
and it keeps the battery cool.
Right.
So it's improved the performance of the battery,
Yeah.
which has improved
The only thing that worries me about the cars, electric, and solar panels and all this, is how long, we haven't had them long enough to know how long they're going to last. And like, you're paying, like, some of the solar panels and stuff, you're paying a lot of money. It takes 25 years to get your money back. And then after 25 years, if you don't get another 10 years out of it, you haven't made no money, have you? 'Cause you just pay back what they cost. So,
the trouble with the batteries as well, it costs more to dispose of them than
Yeah.
to make them.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen when all, 10, 20 years down the road,
God,
30
yeah,
years,
exactly.
when they
Yeah.
become redundant, these
Yeah.
batteries, what are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't recycle
No.
them, can't reuse them.
No.
So, but it's funny, isn't it? 'Cause to me, it seems to have gone round in a full circle. So when I was about 45 years ago at junior school, I had a Casio solar powered calculator. And they're solar powered today.
Yeah.
The advance hasn't really gone that far.
No.
I believe your dad drove an electric milk
Yeah,
car.
it was Ernie, mate.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've been around. When
They
did
was well ahead of their time.
they
the
came
old
out?
milk
What,
man.
the 60s, 50s?
Yeah.
Electric
Yeah,
milk
50s,
cars.
60s, yeah. Always used to happen when we were kids going around, you always used to hear them there, all around the streets. And now they're all gone, supermarkets killed them. Killed it all. But really, you think about it, it was glass bottles, it was, you had your milk, you washed it up, you put it on the doorstep, and it all got taken back and refilled. It was electric. It was perfect. It was well ahead of their time, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
And we've got rid of them. And what for? For an 50p pint of milk from a supermarket or whatever.
In a plastic
In plastic
container.
yeah. So,
It's not recyclable.
no. No.
So we haven't really.
Now the milk float, my dad, when he used to go out years ago, he used to have 4 crates high for the first 2, and then 3 crates high up over the rest of the whole. And he had a transit then. He did have a transit then, because before he had the electric. And now he'd be lucky. Well, obviously he's retired now, but the guy that's doing it now would be lucky to have 1 crate all the way across the back of the transit, just 1 crate full.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like unbelievable, People just don't weigh in, got the calls, don't have the quantities. It's not worth it really. Money's gone down.
The supermarket killed the farming.
Killed everything, mate. You think about it, killed everything.
Butchers, high street
Yeah,
shops.
everything. Killed everything. Everybody likes to go to the supermarket, but really it's killed. I mean, I'm lucky I live in a little village. It's still got a butcher, a chemist, and
Candlestick maker.
yeah, a couple of little shops and stuff. But
4 candles.
it's killed everything really.
Yeah.
I used to love a pint of milk out of a bottle. I used to help my dad have the milk round, and I remember always pushing the bottle in, the top in, opening it up and then drinking that down. It was lovely out of a bottle. Don't taste the same out of a plastic container.
Normally the robin redbreast or the blackbird would get to it before I got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Blue tit actually.
Yeah, blue tit.
Imagine these in plastic. It wouldn't taste the same, would it?
Might look the same, but
Yeah.
don't taste the same.
Yeah. Well, this ain't very good out here, is it?
That's nice weather.
It's nice weather. Yeah.
That's what I always say when I'm not catching anything. But lovely day.
About it.